On Funniest Pets and People, a Pomeranian pauses for lunch. The one that got away didn't. A wish that never comes true. A bird brings some balance to his life. A goldfish bends it like Beckham. And, Mom, is that you? It's the show that will have you sing, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. It's H2. Oh, man, is this fun! It is water play. Reginald Von Parrot prefers to get washed in the sink because the dishwasher leaves his beak all spotty. Just don't make Reginald bathe with the children. Thank you. Try as he might, Yeller just can't figure out why. No matter how much he bathes, he cannot get rid of that wet dog smell. In fact, the more he bathes, the worse it seems to get. The owners don't realize it, but Smokey here can sense that their house was built over an ancient burial ground. Oh yeah, the drain is a portal to the other side. Now Smokey knows they either need to call an exorcist or a plumber. Terry knew the damage that water can do to an unvarnished deck. Oh, she tried to tell him. But how is a dog supposed to tell a human they need to varnish? Charades? Come on, get real. So instead, Terry does the best she can. She tries to drink all the water before any damage can occur. Terry sure hopes they varnish soon. She's just not that thirsty. When traveling at high speeds, you usually don't have to worry about picking up hitchhikers. But every now and again, you find an ambitious one. Now they can ride in the carpool lane. Well, you know, if the Everglades had a carpool lane, or carpool glade, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Sally loved baths. She'd take a few a day if she had her druthers. Nothing relaxed her more than getting hosed down on a warm summer evening. So why on earth wouldn't her owner cooperate? Bathe me. Bathe. You shouldn't be working up a sweat trying to get clean, right? You know, goldfish have a distinct advantage when it comes to playing soccer. They could never get called for a hands violation. And my rule book doesn't say anything about finning the ball.
And there it goes. Oh, just on the edge, taking that helmet, good job.
When you're 1, Mom has to do it. When you turn 2, you still need a little help. It's the 3rd birthday when you get to fly solo. Just make a wish and blow. And by the time she gets these blown out, it'll be time to add a 4th candle. I know what I'm gonna get her next year. A fire extinguisher. Given the choice between indoor misery and outdoor fun, I'd have to go with, outdoor fun. It's what's called a no-brainer. most people just assume rabbits instinctively hop. The ones that are quite good, the ones who take it seriously, use a jumping sensei to kick their hopping up to the next level. Now, just because it looks effortless doesn't mean no effort went into it. Marty hated sprinkler heads. He preferred soak irrigation. You see, less water is wasted that way. When would people learn that these type of sprinklers are environmentally unfriendly? Marty is on a water conservation mission. He's spreading the word, 1 yard at a time. Head rhymes with sled. Like, you know, hey guys, watch your head. When Captain Ned says it's 15 minutes for 15 bucks, he means it, man. No matter where you are, when your 15 minutes are up, Ned wants you off. No sooner do Santa's reindeer get back to the North Pole than they have to start thinking about next year. A huge part of their preparation is nutritional. Now, while they enjoy the celery, carrots, and yes, the occasional cookie you leave out for them every Christmas, the cornerstone of their diet is milk. Eat Donner, eat Blitzen, eat Comet, eat Cupid. Nosh Dancer, Nosh Prancer, Nosh Dasher, and Vixen. Rudolph has his delivered in. Now, they hired Buck because his resume said he had rope experience. Unfortunately, his experience with rope wasn't the jumping kind. It was the rope and steers kind. Well, at least he wasn't branding these little dogies. That just goes to show you can practice all day long with your floaty in the pool, and it still does not prepare you for the ocean. Look out, shark! Shark! Swim, lady, swim! Oh, never mind. Having a human at your beck and call would be awesome if you could talk and tell them what you really want them to do. Otherwise, they just pull you around in a box. I mean, yeah, it's great and all. It's just probably not the cat's first choice. They want you to know that, yes, it is true, so they sent in these clips. Look what I can do. Patience. Reggie wanted the role of William Tell's son in the annual Parkside Rec Center talent show so bad, he was willing to rehearse for hours. His acting coach thought if they started with dog biscuits, it'd be easy to work up to apples. Now, Reggie does know William Tell used a bow and arrow, right? Boy, show folk are a breed unto themselves, huh?
Ready?
Honestly, Pancho wasn't that into water ballet. But when the mercury is hovering at the century mark, he'll do just about anything to cool off. Even an aqua ballet. He just hopes no one is watching. Etiquette dictates that as long as you can reach an item without reaching across someone, you should get it yourself. If it is out of reach, you should ask that it be passed to you. The hardest decision is when it is almost in reach and you don't technically have to reach across anyone. Hey, there's no crime in asking for a little help, right? Tommy isn't content to simply drink the water. Oh, no. He likes to stalk it, sneak up on it, and wrestle it to the ground. He refuses to let backyard living make him soft. The only problem is that once he has wrestled the water to the ground, there isn't much left for him to drink. Plus, stalking, sneaking, and wrestling make Tommy thirsty. Now, anyone can say their dog is a real charmer, right? But only Lydia here can say her dog is a real snake charmer. This wannabe boa is really putting on the squeeze.
Okay. Okay, you can take it off now. Hello?
Ernie knew circus life would be tough. He knew he would never have a steady source of income. It'd be pretty hard to raise a family, and the traveling might get old after a while. But Ernie swore one thing: he would stick to his motto. No egrets. Ever since the new baby arrived, Leopold has felt a little jealous. So while Mommy changes the baby, he hops into the playpen and licks all of her toys. That'll show it. Oh, Leopold, here they come. Get out of there. Nicely played, Leopold. Nicely played. It's one thing when the newspaper critics lambast your choreography as uninspired, derivative, and stodgy. But when the entire company calls you on stage to dance you down, well, maybe musical theater just isn't for you. Take off the collar and leave the lead on the hook, because it's time for Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. Being a doggy fashion model sounds like an idyllic life. Someone doing your hair, brushing your teeth. All you have to do is sit there and look pretty. Oh yeah, you work it, boyfriend, you work it. The downside is you have to smile anytime they tell you to. And that is nothing to smile about, let me tell you. I was not born tomorrow. Woof. I don't want to say Hector is lazy, but this is his morning workout. The dog just isn't that active, people. It's almost time for his owner to take him for his afternoon drag. You know, this is cute and all, but there is a reason raccoons have the reputation of being nature's bandits. See, while Susie is whispering sweet nothings in this guy's ears, the rest of her family is clearing out the kitchen. Shh, don't tell. I can never remember. When we go on daylight savings time, it's spring forward or fall back. Oh, thanks. It is fall back, yeah. He's made a break for it. He's making good time.
Okay.
The only problem is,
Mommy,
the bathroom is the other way.
Mommy, I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna go. Too late.
When faced with a stubborn jar, you can run it under warm water, ding the lid with a knife, or use a rubber glove. Or you can let your octopus open it for you. The only problem with the octopus is that he'll eat all your pickles. And he'll do it 8 times as fast. The problem with being such a photographic cat is that the paparazzi will not leave you alone. I mean, when you are photographed 24/7, these guys are bound to catch you in compromising positions. At weddings, little girls are always imagining their own special day and who they will end up marrying. Sometimes they don't like where those thoughts lead. No, don't you panic. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Buttercup could not for the life of her figure out why they called it a honey bear. Either her taste buds were on the fritz or this thing didn't taste like honey at all. In fact, it tasted like lint, dust, and thread. Nothing sweet about that. In fact, it was barely tolerable. What's the first thing you absolutely must do after sitting on an anthill? You gotta dance! Twyla loves inventing the hippest new dances. You ever heard of the Cabbage Patch? That's hers. The electric slide? Oh yeah, she came up with it on that very perch. The Running Man? You guessed it. Funky Chicken? No, that was not her. But this is her latest. She calls it the water pump. Oh yeah, she's pumping now, baby. Prime that pump. She just hopes this one is as popular as, you guessed it, the hood ornament. Now get dancing! Oh, I love this one. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes. We all break a hip. Anybody can look good flopping around to the rhythmic beat and pounding bass of fast music. But when the music slows and the lights stay dim, is when you can witness a dance team's true artistry. It is poetry with a tail. In some Eastern Bloc countries, it is customary for the woman to do all the work on the dance floor. Not just for the aesthetics, but for safety. Nice move there, Nikolai. He asked for this dance, but he doesn't really need her. She seems more interested in looking good anyway. Now Jangles, baby, he feels the music and he is perfectly content to cut a rug solo. Go Jangles, it's your birthday. Go Jangles, go Jangles. Oh, that bird is fine. No trip to Mexico is complete unless you get to tackle Hemingway the bull. And that's just what Ernest and Santiago here plan to do. They only have to stay on for 8 seconds, but ask not for whom the bull tolls. It tolls for them. In the world of fashion, it isn't just knowing the do's and don'ts, it's also being able to tell them apart. With the drought worse than ever, everybody had to do their part to conserve. The Johnsons decided to forego a Christmas tree, and instead, in a conservation effort of goodwill, decorated their dog. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, bow wow 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 wow. Am I embarrassed? Black button boots are always in fashion, but it is a fashion don't if you have them on the wrong feet. Getting him to agree to wear the unicorn costume was the easy part. He gets the humor of dressing against type and all that. The real trick will be getting him to say, trick or treat. If I knew my cartoons, it'll probably sound something like, Rick-or-reet. When the clock struck midnight, she ran from him. But she left behind this magical and slightly pungent slipper. Prince will never forget the way her feet smelled, and now, thanks to that slipper, he would be able to track her down by the smell of her feet. Whew. And ensure that they live happily ever after. Ugh. Pongo was told dogs were not allowed on the sofa. So he dressed up like Grandpa. Who's sitting pretty now, old man? Aunt Betty had the worst breath in the family. So, to prepare for her visits, they would dress up the dog to look like Aunt Betty and let her breathe on everybody. See, that way the children wouldn't be so freaked out when Aunt Betty wanted to give them a kiss. know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. For years, Clucky thought she was a duck. No, seriously, she did. She just thought her feet were a little different. And now that she sees herself in the mirror, she knows the truth. Man, no wonder she couldn't swim. See you next time. This show is devoted to those little tykes we feed, clean up after, and email tons of pictures of. It's the Funniest Pets and People Kids Special. So stay tuned, because we're gonna see a brush with danger, a gutsy goat who butts in line, a snake that makes a girl bug-eyed, the latest water slide, and a kooky canine conga. So sit back and enjoy the ride, because we're gonna put some color in your cheeks on our annual Tyke-a-thon. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Loosen that tie, it's playtime. Well. After all these years, we finally know who let the dogs out. The snake freaks out this young girl when it suddenly and completely out of nowhere decides to act like a snake. It's a snake. This goat was gonna make sure the boy got the message. There was a new kid in town. No buts about it.
Sean, what happened? He hit you in the butt?
Now this dog is very clever at snatching the boy's hat and keeping it. The odd part is, if you tried to make him wear it, he'd fight you tooth and nail.
Look at this dog spraying people.
The network quickly realized it was a pretty bad idea to try to combine a pet show with a lawn and garden show. Admittedly, a pack of raccoons choosing a little girl as their leader was pretty rare. But then, come on, she had all the best toys. You know, maybe next time Mommy shouldn't give this little guy mashed liver and onion baby food. The boy and the dog had an arrangement. Timmy would push Bowser around on the tricycle in exchange for Bowser eating his broccoli under the table. Win-win, baby. After yet another day of meaningless chasing, it was this moment when Bosco finally realized his life was just going in circles. This little girl has no problem making it clear how she feels. And the really funny thing is, when she's a teenager, she's gonna spend half of her day combing her hair. Ready for some dry laughs? It's all wet. Splash me once, shame on you. Splash me twice, maybe I'll go to the zoo. It's time to play Not a Winning Combination. Not a winning combination. Mail order pools and belly flops. And that was not a winning combination. Two boys on the beach at Nantucket, when one of them picked up a bucket to wash off his friend Randy, who was really too sandy. And Randy thought, hey, nice bucket. They never explained that the vacation was canceled, but the little girl wasn't fooled. This wasn't Disneyland, and that was no Pirates of the Caribbean. Sure, it was risky. And sure, he was afraid of water. But the cat just had to see exactly what in the world was getting more attention than him. Now it's time to get messy. Similar to The Ring, The Ring 2, and Beaches, comes the most terrifying movie you've ever seen. Don't move. Don't even breathe. Because nothing can prepare you for the blood-curdling horror of... Whipped Scream!
Why did you do that? Eh? Well, your eyes hurt?
Nothing is safe from the terrifying twosome. Trains.
Your trains. Your car mats.
Car mats.
person's clothes.
Kirsten's clothes.
Your bed.
The bed.
All over the walls.
The walls.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm making a tape of this so Mommy can see it later.
The critics call whipped scream terrifying, horrifying, scarier than beaches. Whipped scream, rated R for really sticky.
You're gonna make it all nice the way I want it.
In the playroom, no one can hear whipped scream. Break into a smile, it's singing and dancing. You love the holiday hits. You love babies. Now we're bringing them together with Babies Sing the Holiday Hits. Including the classic, Deck the Halls. And how much is that fa-la-la in the window? Or the timeless melody, I'm dreaming of a white fa-la-la. Babies Sing the Holiday Hits from Roncal. This dog is amazing. Not only does he sing when Phil here blows his nose, you should hear how he hits the high notes when Phil hiccups. This bird has his moves down. Now, if Dance Fever ever comes back, he's set to win. It's hard to believe this dog taught these kids how to play the recorder. Until you listen. Okay, now that's when you know you're having a great party, folks. When there's a dog on the conga line and no one even notices. It's really cute how this little girl stepped up unannounced. But you know, you can't really blame her for taking over. To her ear, the contralto was trailing by a full measure, and the soprano, well, she was flat as a pancake. We don't know what you think of his audition, but if this guy does not get the lead in I Was a Teenage Hula-Hooping Violin-Playing Chicken-Wearing Werewolf, no one should. You gotta look at the bright side on this one. At least she's not the ring bearer. Must be your big smile, 'cause we're falling for you. Yes, the sheep was temperamental during rehearsals. But once they were on stage, no one would make a better woolly Loman. FYI, did you know puppies grow a lot faster than babies? Well, now Tommy does. Don't worry, he was fine. Because his parents taught him, when you fall off the dog, you gotta get right back on. A reminder to all you kids watching, never stand between a dog and the smell of mommy frying bacon.
Oh, did you get that on video?
When it comes to sports legends, this kid is destined to become a champion. At chess. You grow up fast as entertainers. These performers are already experiencing the ups and downs of show business. Nancy had taught her dog how to deal with every conceivable type of obstacle except one. Herself. Better pad your funny bone. It's time for games. We think trends can go too far when even the Animal Channel gets in on Texas Hold'em mania.
Which one of these is the tallest crown ever? You did it!
It's kind of hard to take a fight seriously when it's over who gets the blankie. An iguana playing sports? It may seem like one small swat for a lizard, but it's one giant swat for lizard kind. This dog is into sports. Not because he likes to play, because he heard they have wieners at all the games. In all fairness, the woman wasn't naive that this kind of thing could happen. I mean, she didn't have her head buried in the sand. From the looks of things, Crackers may just get his dream and earn the world record for shedding on the most surfaces in one day. Ready to laugh hearty? It's time for parties. And now, another episode of Parallel Universe. A piñata that hits a kid? And stay tuned when we come back to see a man changing a diaper. Little Jonah had a great time at his birthday party, bobbing for frosting. Little Larry had this suspicious feeling that someone was following him. But he didn't want to say anything because it seemed the story was full of hot air. Do you know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt.
And Nellie, it's May the 28th, 1996. Tell me what you're doing today, Dan.
Bike riding.
Being the young Prince of Monaco meant getting videotaped everywhere you went. And being a kid from Hartsdale, New York meant pretty much the same thing.
No more videotaping! No more videotaping! No more videotaping!
See you next time on Funniest Pets and People. An equestrian loses his equilibrium. A dog in a sticky situation. A groom gets a bit of the bubbly. The skater dog awesomely shreds. A canine catnap. And something really dirty. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. No matter how serious you want to pretend to be, here are some moments that'll make you easily amused. It's Keiko, the canine archaeologist.
I think it was cooked medium rare. Get it, get it, get it. Say whatever you need to inspire him.
Keiko has discovered what he thinks is a dinosaur egg, which has him furious. His thesis, Exploding the Dinosaur Myth, is about to be published in Canine Week. And he is going to look like a fool. Oh, don't worry, Keiko, it's just a rock. Looks like someone has dinosaur egg on their face. Patches here is 13 years old, but you can't tell from her paws. And how does she keep those paws so kitten-like? Well, I'll give you a hint. She's soaking in it. These curious kitties are wondering what all the fuss is about. I mean, they've got a water bowl, and the whole family isn't fighting to use it in the morning. You know, I think Inky, Blinky, and Mitten are gonna keep investigating until they get to the bottom of it. With free admission, the drive-in petting zoo seems like an affordable way to while away an afternoon. Until you factor in the $200 you have to spend on food. You don't have to buy the food, but if you don't, good luck getting these guys to let you go home. Wow, talk about easily amused. Charlie here is going crazy over a sweater. And if you think he's excited about putting it on, you should see him when it's time to take it off. Oh, Jimmy's friends told him to shake the champagne before he opened it. They can't believe he fell for it. Way to go, Jim! Come on, everybody, let's head outside. Oh, wait, not you. You sit down and watch the show. Norbert was a good squirrel, hard-working and trustworthy. He gathered nuts all day and turned in early at night. Every once in a while, though, Norbert liked to break out of the good squirrel life he had created for himself. And when he saw the Hot Donuts Now sign, he knew today would be one of those days. Rita liked to take her snacks on the porch, where a bit of fresh air made everything taste better. Well, almost everything. The cold taste of losing her snack through the slats tasted bitter, no matter how fresh the air was. Although they were stuffed from lunch, Matilda wouldn't rest until Melinda had tried just a little of the mud pie she had been preparing all morning. Muddy. The best way to get rid of your hiccups while you're rollerblading is the same way that works when you're not rollerblading. Have somebody scare you. There you go. Hiccups are gone. Now about those bruises. Justin's got the whole thing down. The trotting, the cantering, working on the lunge line. The only thing Justin needs to work on now is the dismount. Sledding with your mom is fun. But crashing with your mom is the most fun of all. Thunderbolt just couldn't understand it. He started out as a racehorse. Now, he was giving kids rides in a circle. Of course, the fact that T-Bolt would stop to scratch whenever the urge hit him explains pretty much why he wound up on this alternate career path. Boy, you gotta love their passion and commitment. They just aren't afraid to butt heads over this. But eventually, I think they'll need to call in a mediator. You're listening to WFPP, where we bring you the sounds of the hounds and the grooves of the hooves. Why is this bird whistling? Because he can't remember the words. And he can't hum because he doesn't have any lips.
What are those?
Anyone can get a parrot to talk, but Mrs. Dannemiller wanted a challenge. And getting a dog to talk is certainly a challenge. Or maybe it isn't. Now she needs to teach him to like crackers. Drazen really had the moves on the dance floor. In fact, he was so good, Natasha found herself falling for him. Ouch. Love hurts, Natasha. Jimmy and the Two-Tones could not wait to break into the big room. Come on, bigger crowds, bigger money, bigger stage. You see, when you have this much talent, you really hate to be constricted by space. Ever since he had to talk to a cat about aluminum siding for half an hour, Brownie liked to screen his calls. Rose wanted a playmate, but the family didn't want to get another dog, so they compromised. The family got Rose a tarantula to play with, and Rose got to realize that her owners weren't really in tune with her needs.
Get it, Rose.
So the moral is, be careful what you wish for. You might just end up with the tarantula. You know, it's okay to put your wife on a pedestal, but don't join her up there with your sister as well, okay? The pedestal just can't handle it. When you're covered in fur, you need to avoid anything sticky, as Scooter here can tell you firsthand. I mean, it's going to take him all day to get these things off, but on the bright side, his eyebrows have never looked better. I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. But some of us scream louder than others.
Okay. Is that what you want? Yeah.
All kids learn about sharing eventually, but let's just say Bradley here isn't quite ready for the first lesson. Nope, he's too busy learning about taking, keeping, and coveting. Sharing will come, just not anytime soon. Give me that. Old athletes never really go away, they just lose their supporters. Bo had his game down. He could dribble from one end of the court to the other and never get touched by a defender. Never turns the ball over, always in control of the flow on the floor. Yep, Bo was a court general like no other. Only one thing kept him from that $1 million contract. Couldn't shoot worth a darn.
Good boy.
Married to Tim. Off the market. Off to Hawaii. Nothing but net. You don't get to be the first canine balloon holder in the Thanksgiving parade without practice. Cubby has dreamed of walking down Broadway, helping guide a giant balloon ever since he was a pup. Everyone was concerned that he just couldn't handle it.
Hey, Cubby.
Oh, Cubby can handle it all right. Even on a windy day, that giant balloon is staying en route. You go, Cubby. It may seem hard to believe. We can hardly believe it ourselves, but he meant to do that. You tired of playing fetch with your dog? Well, get him a balloon. He won't bother you for hours. Well, until this happens, then it's pretty much back to playing fetch. A dog, a skateboard, and a hardwood floor. This clip is a cat and a unicycle away from having one awesome chase scene. Sometimes when you go off the beaten path, you get beaten by the path. Mom and Dad got tired of losing to the boys all the time, so they signed up the best volleyball player they knew, Jake. Sure, they had to lower the net, but with Jake on their side, it was the boys whose dreams were getting spiked. Make yourself as comfortable as possible, because these clips are going to give you a laughter workout. While Martha likes spooning, she just couldn't get any sleep with Junior snoring in her ear. So they decided to take opposite ends of the couch. Granny pretty much knew it was time to get a new pair of garden sneakers when the cat passed out.
Even after mowing the lawn. Oh my God. He's putting it all in.
You've heard of the old woman who lived in a shoe who had so many kids she didn't know what to do? Well, this is the young dog who came upon a shoe and he was so tired he knew exactly what to do. Grab a nap. Thanks to the hidden camera they installed, the Gordon family finally realized why their breakfast melon always had a shiny coat. Ever since Lala's dog bed went in for repairs, he's had to make do with a pile of socks. If only that bed would come back from the repair shop. Oh, there it is. Doozer was remarkably skilled at using the washer and dryer. But when it came to folding, he was pretty much out of his element. Something about having tiny legs and no thumbs. Hey, it's time for Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. Haley wanted to sled, but she just couldn't get the hang of it. Until her owner, Greg, stepped in. Now, this proves that while a dog is man's best friend, When it comes to sledding, a man is dog's best friend. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how has your kitten grown?
I feel so good after a while.
With watering can, she hatched a plan, and a tiger she soon will own. Michelangelo painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. But he wasn't available for the 17th, and they got his grandson Mikey. Talent does not run in the family. You can tell this dog lives in the Northern Hemisphere. Because you see, if you were doing this south of the equator, he'd be going counterclockwise. Okay, he's hinted, he's intimated, and now he's resorted to growling. Just what is it going to take for Samantha to realize that Tico prefers showers? Do you know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. Best case scenario, she winds up with a prince.
Ow, see? Push me away.
Worst case, she kissed a frog. The heights are reached by those who are not afraid to climb. See you next time on Funniest Pets and People. A skier can't wait to hit the slopes. A good old-fashioned spring mouse cleaning. An ATV is MIA. A real corn dog. And a leaf-loving pooch springs into fall. So, if you're ready for a little escape, then take the plunge. It's the show that will have you sick, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Get ready to laugh, it's playtime. Before internet dating, when couples had to meet the old-fashioned way. Out dancing. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. That is, till Bobo stuck his paw into the cabinet.
Why do I always have to go look? Well, he looks like a cat. All right, I'll check. Excuse me, are you a cat? Hello? It's a cat! It's a cat! It's a cat!
Oh, that's a good boy. Get the ball, Jakey boy. Get the ball. Get the ball.
You think this is something? Go check if the milk bones are still locked in the garage.
Get the ball. Get the ball. Oh, good boy. Good boy, Jake.
So what if no one else wanted to play with him in the park in the dead of winter? Jakey was going to have a good time as soon as he unfroze himself from the swing. The squirrel had gotten away with hanging out this long. But he couldn't convince the dogs forever that he was really an ugly chihuahua. And the Mother of the Year award goes to Clarabelle for this litter. Flopsy, Mopsy, Edward, Mr. Buttons, Hervé, Ramon, Mittens, Sawyer, Mr. Christensen, Dinah, Peepers, Waldo, Mopsy 2, and Southpaw Steve. And now, today's episode of Vocabulary Builders. Today's definition, insult to injury. When your car dies in the first lap of the race and then the tow truck tears your bumper off, that's insult to injury. Ready for a smile? Look what I can do!
Taylor, on your feet, on your feet. Good. Come, come. Stay. Come. Stay. Sit. Good. Foot. 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 Taylor, foot. Good. Okay. Come. Stay. Stay. Speak. 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 Good. Sit.
Wow,
Lie down.
this dog really needs to go to obedience school to teach. While most dogs are sitting around panting and chasing their tails, Rodriguez is out doing push-ups with his tail. Which is why he is the undisputed best climber, upper, overer, hopper, and squeeze-througher in the world.
Good.
And now it's time for SAT prep questions. If a car traveling north at 20 miles an hour passes a sign that says ditch 300 feet, how long will it take to crash? A, 5 minutes. B, 30 seconds. C, it already did. And the answer is C. He may be very thirsty, but in all fairness, he hasn't had a drink for almost 12 hours. Because that's how long he was sleeping on top of the stereo. Well, his bike was ruined. But it turns out it's no problem, because he struck oil. In some countries, they like to do this ceremony with young fiancés to make sure they'll take their spouse for better or for worse. What an amazing leap. But then, of course, Grady's got perfect aim. Yeah, he gets it from years of practice taking table scraps from the neighbor's garbage can. If you think your dog is cool because he can open the screen door with his nose, check this guy out. Actually, his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was Houdini's dog. And all we can say now is, David Blaine, what's your bet? This cat's owner filmed this 3 times. Because he couldn't believe the cat would actually step away from a comfy seat and a plate of tuna. You'll cry from laughing. It's Waterworks.
Oh, please, forget a cracker. Polly wants an aloe vera mango-scented conditioner, honey.
Oh, yeah.
The cat knew it was safe for him to drink all day and night because a bath is the last place you'd ever find a dog. It was when he was about 3 miles out going about 40 miles an hour that it hit him. Catfish have nothing to do with cats. It was shallow and soapy. But Silver Streak loved his hot tubbing. And now the amazing Goldini. For his first trick, Goldini will swim through a ring.
Give him food reward when he does it. Well,
And now, through a hoop. And now, through a piece of circular tubing. Okay, so it's a little repetitive, but give him a break. He's living in a glass bowl. Rudolph was clever. He promised to leave the fish in the tank, but he didn't say anything about the water. Somewhere along the line, this game of duck, duck, goose went horribly awry.
You honking at me? Huh? I don't see anybody else here. Who are you honking at?
Ski lift got you down? Tired of expensive lift tickets? Well, don't let this happen to you. Book your next trip to après-ski. The only ski lodge devoted to hanging around by the fire. We don't even have mountains. Buy all the cool outfits without breaking any bones at après-ski. These next clips are funny enough, so you'll want to rewind. While others would have long since exhausted their search, Ringo was not ready to give up his quest to find the elusive rubber squeezy hot dog thing. This dog's owner simply must remember to pick up her new glasses. And her daughter from the pet groomer. Instead of talking about the one that got away, this guy's gonna be talking about the one that made him late to his own anniversary. When Dad saw this adorable sight, it took his breath away. 'Cause he just raked those leaves. Oh, now don't worry, folks. This car comes complete. With a Mommy Kisses Boo Boo safety system. Will no one listen to Rusty about this strange noise-making pillow? This lady has trained her bird to play peekaboo. Well, actually, she's playing peekaboo. The bird is playing...
Hey, whatever she wants, if it means I get bird feed.
Ready to feel young again? It's kids! What is with this little girl? Doesn't she know that a proper young lady only slips food to the dog under the table? Why did the cat agree to be pushed around in the stroller? Well, he accepted the fact that there's a price to be paid for being so unbelievably cute. Boy, talk about bad luck in love. Only 3 years old, and already Mikey'd been hurt by 2 girls. Now, this is very cute and all, how this deer wants to hang out and tickle the little girl, but meanwhile, somewhere a sleigh is getting lost over the Antarctic, and there's a bunch of presents that are going to be late. Big time. You know what? If you are thinking about competing in the 2017 American Idol, just stick a fork in yourself, man, because you are done. The dog was insistent. He felt certain the girl looked better without hair extensions, and he was not giving them back.
Now go the other way.
The pileup just once again proves that you should not talk on your cell phone while skiing. And for some really tasteful jokes, it's Good Eats. Look, if you're gonna feed your dog from the table, next time go with something that won't take half an hour to eat. Hey, you got peanut butter on my husky! Hey, you got husky on my peanut butter!
What's peanut butter?
Oh, this is absolutely disgraceful. Doesn't Tina realize she's feeding the dog using a soup spoon and not a tablespoon? Please! Everyone laughed at the squirrel's crazy way of eating upside down and dropping food. Well, that is till he came out with a diet book that went straight to #1. Cut calories with gravity. The Perky Squirrel's Guide to Staying Slim. This dog must be related to the Husky family. Yeah, I know, it's corny. Do you know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. Hey, while the car's in the shop, this is the only way Sparky's gonna enjoy getting wind rushing over his face. See you next time. On Funniest Pets and People, a putrid posse follows their nose. A boy makes a dear friend. A tiny tractor spills the beans. A turtle comes out of his shell. A monkey tows a tightrope. And a dude does a dirt dive. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. In the right hands, or paws, anything can be a toy. And here comes the proof. Jasper knew it wasn't enough just to water the grass. You also need to aerate the soil. And that's what he's doing with his toenails. You see, the act of aerating increases activity of soil microorganisms, improving rooting, and also feels good squishing between his toes. Nice job, Jasper.
Okay, goodbye.
Maddie thought the cat was a chew toy. But that's okay. The cat thought Maddie was telling his fortune by reading the bumps on his head. So it's a win-win.
Hey, cutie. This is Zephyr. Ow.
As long as you kept feeding her, Zephyr would play the piano. But she only knew one song. How Dry I Ham. Henry did everything he could to get his owners away from the TV and out to water the yard. But from the looks of that dirt patch, he hasn't had a lot of success. Nelson here proves that you don't need toys to have fun. As long as he has a belly and a place to scratch it, he is going to have a good time. What is Velcro doing? He knows he's a size 10, and this is clearly a size 8. But he just loves the way the white pops the gray in his fur. Maybe something in a loafer. Rule number 1 of a sleepover: don't be the first to fall asleep. You never know what's going to wind up on your belly. And if you wake up with a bow on your tail, well, don't say we didn't warn you. Robert here is the little tractor that could.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can!
Well, he thought he could. Now he's the little tractor that needs a hand.
A little help, please.
It was neither the best of times nor the worst of times. It was just good times. Some people need white noise to sleep, but Petey here just needs the rumbling sound of his mother's belly. This works best before dinner, when the rumbling is at its peak.
Look at this. This is too precious. I'm gonna go to sleep, Aunt Sadie.
Lando couldn't believe it. He had been collecting the hair he had shed for an entire year to make his owner a sweater. And now the vacuum charges it and steals it all away. Well, looks like his owner gets a tie this year. Again. Because Vesna and Mirko booked the smaller hall, couples had to double up while dancing at the wedding. And while this did save some room, it also led to more than a few mishaps. Oh, Hamilton wants to go outside and play. But first, he needs to finish his chores, and the last thing on his list is cleaning the windows. You know, a lot of cats won't do windows, but Hamilton shines them up until they're spotless. And then he has a better view of his ultimate goal, the yard. Ah, this is the new self-opening bottle of champagne. No more messy splashing. The only thing you need to do is watch out for the cork. You know, there's a reason they have singing waiters, not dancing waiters. Looks like she lost her poor meatball. With the house on the market, Fred was going to do all he could to drive potential buyers away. So he liked to crawl under the sheet and do the old haunted chair routine. And he would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for those meddling kids. When Boof can't nap, he gets cranky. But he can't nap until his mat is in just the right spot, which he's having trouble doing because he's tired. But he can't nap, which is making him cranky. But he's tired and cranky. Oh! Dogs have 4 legs, but they don't always need to use them, especially when the stairs are carpeted. But if these were hardwood floors, well, you can bet he'd be putting all 4 paws to good use. Saying you're a kid at heart is just a nice way of saying you're immature. Shampoo always seems to come with a different scent. Almond hyacinth or grapefruit pumpernickel. Well, no matter what flavor your shampoo is, deer call it just one thing. Delicious.
What do you think about that, Sam? What do you think about Cinnamon licking you?
Here's a couple of cuties sharing some secrets with their best friend. And I'll bet you I know what they're saying. Ruff, 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 ruff. Even at a very young age, Gary knows that if you want to succeed in life, you can't be afraid to get dirty. And Gary has success written all over him. Daniel had a clear advantage over the dog until the pooch decided to sweep the leg. Ooh, hope he's all right.
You're all right.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. As she vacuumed up the dog hair from the stairs, Carla had a brainstorm. Why not just vacuum the dog himself? Now, while it was a little confusing for him at first, Eddie learned to live with it. At least he wasn't getting shampooed. With the camera's battery about to die, they only had one chance to get this shot right. All right, we'll charge up the battery and be back out here at sunrise. Little Oscar here has found a great way to play fetch without tiring Mongo out. And the good news is, if the ball somehow gets lost, they've got the DNA evidence they need to prove they're its rightful owners. Nice mess. She needs a container to hold her containers. Look out, it's time for Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. Seemed to be kind of a mismatch. A deer and a dog on a date? Preposterous. But unbelievably, Connie and Buck have hit it off. I mean, they like the same food, the same places. Oh, and look, even when her ex-boyfriend shows up, Connie only has eyes for Buck. Yep, these star-crossed kids have a bright future ahead of them. Wolfgang was tired of chasing his own tail, so he settled for one that he knew he could catch. David's. Now, if he could just get David to catch his tail, the circle of his life would be complete. Aim high, Wolfgang. The ceremony had gone off without a hitch. And to think, Marguerite was worried Floyd would do something to embarrass her at... Oh, Floyd. Marguerite knows you so well. It's Timmy the Timid Veterinarian. He loves animals. He just can't bear to touch them. Here he is giving a turtle a thorough examination. Well, as thorough as his fears will allow. You can only have a turtle open up and say, "Ah," so many times before you finally have to diagnose him, Timmy. You know, the turtle looks fine. It's Timmy who could use a checkup. St. Bernards dream about saving people in distress. But Duncan here also dreams about posing for the photo afterward. Look at those choppers. Yeah, okay, now he's dreaming about the dance they'll have in his honor after the rescue. Like most dogs, Duncan's busier asleep than he is awake. Since it was Gerald and Jenny's first wedding, they thought it would be wise to have a spotter at the reception. Okay, looks like Gerald's ready to take it from here. Now, about that whole threshold thing. When Gordon said he wanted to drop a pickup truck motor into the riding mower, people said he was crazy. Ah, but not crazier than old man Wilkins, who hired him to cut the grass. It's gonna take months for that lawn to grow back in. But Gordon doesn't care. He just earned $20 American for soap. This dog doesn't really snore. Shar-Peis have a lot of loose skin, and this is the sound of it flapping as they breathe while they're sleeping. Hilda had made it clear. She was having a bad fur day and did not want her picture taken. Oh, she'd heard all the promises before. We'll make you look great. We'll airbrush out your flaws, but it didn't matter. She did not want to be photographed until she looked her best. And that was that. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Okay, put on some sunblock and bug spray. We're heading for the great outdoors. Although you'd think by her name she'd hit it off with him right away. Turns out Mother Goose didn't really get along all that great with the geese. So why did the mama skunk and her 8 babies cross the road? Because public transportation in this town stinks. What's black and white and red all over? These skunks, embarrassed by the fact they're being filmed without their makeup. Water buggying, a sport that's fun for everyone, except the fish. They just want to get some sleep.
Okay, Sammy, you go deep. Frank, you do a button hook. Joey, head to the sideline. Dean, run a skinny post. Fitzy, you go over the middle. And Jilly, you run a slant. Oh, and Peter, you stay in and block. Ready? Break.
Simon is such a bad driver, he crashed with the engine off. Phew, don't give him the keys. Monkeys and a high wire? You know, this scene is a tent and 2 clowns away from being a legitimate circus. And while it might not be the greatest show on Earth, there is no denying that it's got its share of cliffhangers. Wire hangers.
Another one further along.
When the pipes at home were frozen, Carol and Marty had to find creative ways to take a shower. Beauty secrets? Listen, if I had any beauty secrets, I'd be on camera. But here are some experts in the field.
And he would lick them every part of it.
Here's a beauty secret for you. The best way to get tangles out of fur is the sandpapery tongue of a cat. Which really doesn't help if you're a dog. But sometimes beauty takes sacrifice, so if it means making a deal with the enemy to have fur like an angel, well, this pup is on board.
Wants to play with them. And he would lick them every part of his body.
To a point, that is. Regina fancied herself a modern-day Rumpelstiltskin, and she set out to prove it. But rather than spin straw into gold, she was going to collect the hair from some golden retrievers and use that. I mean, she figured it would work. After all, they've got gold right there in the name, so how could it not work? Huh. Misty could have sworn that she saw a mouse run in there, but so far nothing. She's gonna look for another hour, and then she's checking the ears. Funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Play ball! On Funniest Pets and People. A horse goes bobbing for Bob. A baby's first word is yuck. A dog at the end of his rope. And a guy competes at Moto Crunch. So slide on over. And get ready to smile. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. It's H2, oh my, fun with water. You know, this brings up a question. You always hear about women and children first, right? But where do dogs fit in? Well, what are you gonna do? Corky was too short to get on the ride Pirates of the Caribbean. But he must really trust his owner, because if he falls off, it could mean, you guessed it, a bath. It was a vicious cycle. Owner tries to clean the window, which revs up the dog, who barks spittle on the windows. So owner tries to clean the window, which revs up the dog, which blah, 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 yakety schmackety. You know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately for Wendell, you can lead a horse to water and you can make him drink. Of course, he probably should have been suspicious when the brochure said the Dude Ranch also featured hot tubs. Now, don't be fooled by the phrase Cool Ranch tortilla chips. You polish off a bag of those suckers, buddy, you're gonna be thirsty with a capital T. You can't really blame the horse for drinking this way, though, especially when his only option is this. Now, this is a wonderful time-saving way to help your cat get fresh water. Unless you ever want to get in there to brush your teeth, wash your face, gargle, or shave ever again in this lifetime. But don't worry, it won't last. Once the cats realize the letters on the faucet don't mean H for halibut and C for chicken. Wish I had a video of that. The spaghetti splattered on the floor, but not the wall? Oh, and you call yourself a baby? Well, actually, this is just the baby's way of saying a bit too al dente. Get out the video camera. Look what I can do. The good news, you've taught the dog how to open and close the door. The bad news? Well, you know. But on the upside, this hidden camera video finally explains how 18 houses in the neighborhood were cleaned out of bacon.
Marine, come. Stop.
In hindsight, his owner wasn't really sure it was smart to teach him this trick so soon after painting the garage floor. And some unexpected good news. Yesterday, Sammy won a trophy at the dog show for most fabulous dog. Say hello to the newest member of the Ice-Spaz. Yeah. But the amazing thing is, the skating judges all gave him a 10 to pay the taxi driver to take him to the hospital. Meet the future champion apple bobber of Calaveras County. But hey, you'd do the same thing if you'd been fed a diet of strained peas for 6 months. Still, we're all wondering, why doesn't he just sneak a bite like the rest of us? At midnight, with a flashlight. Well, he'll learn. Cats are very determined critters. Oh, no, not to learn tricks, to stay clean. And he'll keep rolling and rubbing all day if necessary until he gets that gray smudge off his head.
Get that rope! Get the rope!
On the list of things to do, this dog's owners have got to lower that outdoor light switch. But the truth is, ever since that family trip to the horse ranch, Elvis here keeps going for anything that looks like a dinner bell.
Go! Come on, man! You can't get that rope. You can't get in the rope right there. Oh! Oh, man. Oh, there it is.
Now, you've all heard of a UFO, right? Well, say hello to a UF owl. Yeah. Truth is, Billy here figured if he practiced day and night, eventually he'd be good enough to get majorly downloaded on the internet. So after filming for many hours, Billy finally quit his hobby and joined the choir instead. As a soprano. Sure, Fritz is smiling again, now that he's using new Zest Doggy Tooth Whitening Strips. Zest Doggy Tooth Whitening Strips, because you never know when you might sniff that special someone. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a dog wearing a plastic cape hanging from a rope. Okay, so the pooch can't see through steel or leap buildings in a single bound. But can Superman knock out a bad guy with his breath? Yeah. And now, the best way to get a laugh, with a little help from my friends. Oh, this is working out great, except for one small problem. The dog has no thumb to grip the pooper scooper. But still, everyone agreed the What It's Like to Be Another Animal exchange program was a big success. See, this is one of those classic you scratch my back, I lick yours agreements. Actually, while you see a dog licking a mole, what he sees is a really, really stubborn flea. But the pooch figures, hey, if 100 licks won't get it off, then what do you try next? 101.
Yeah, what you doing? Are you helping decorate?
You know why this cat is helping her owner sew?
Such a good boy.
Well, because she can't shred the curtains until her owner makes them. Though it's a little less impressive when you realize that this cat is, in fact, Inspector number 12. Alex needed a massage and the horse needed to scratch his head. So it's a win-win, right? But hey, when you have hoofs instead of hands, you gotta use anything you can for a scratching post. The parrot could say over 30 words. But it seems Uncle was not one of them. The irony is, in about a minute, Bowser will no longer be able to smell trouble. But it's okay. His owners later changed his name from Humphrey Barkalot to Claude Rains. Here comes the slide. There you go, honey. Oh, of course. Now it's clear why the bride has cold feet. Hey, it's funny as pets and people. Rewind. Oh, the question isn't why is this duck getting a free ride as the dog goes to fetch. The question is, how did the duck throw that ball? If you want your kids to have fun and get the room clean, try the woofter from P&E. Your kids will love it, and the woofter will get every last dust bunny and have a good time chasing them while he's at it. The woofter from P&E. Some assembly required. When you're buying a piano for the family, make sure you go with a Faberman. They're butt tested. If you've got kids and you love music, go with a Faberman. Even though they have great taste and a lot of fashion sense, we don't know if this spin-off Emu Eye for the Straight Guy is really gonna work. The dog really didn't understand why his owner was flipping the leash, but he figured it was like getting a lot of little walks. Actually, he's thinking, if I can just edge her into the swimming pool, what's on the stove is all mine. But if you think about it, this is a great way to work out your body and have fun at the same time. No, not jumping rope with your dog, laughing at this clip. Well, now we all know how Lost ends. But these folks should have seen the signs this was going to happen. Like the one that said, dock capacity, 5 people. If you think they're eating fast, stick around. They spit seeds like a fire hose. But this makes a lot more sense when you realize these guys have spent a lifetime eating breadcrumbs and worms. And while it does look chaotic, each of these little ducks is actually taking care of his own, bill. Check it out. This guy is the best in the country at ruining skis. Please don't try this at home. Remember, this is a professional indoor sombrero-wearing garage skier. Yep, after this, he'll be down in the electrical room having a hot chocolate in front of the furnace. But the really amazing thing is not his skiing. It's all those open parking spaces.
Looking crazy.
Well, you know what they say, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Wait!
It must be some kind of crazy, out-of-control, denim-eating duck.
He's stuck.
Come on, loosen that tie. It's playtime. Okay, we've heard of heavy petting, but this is ridiculous. Actually, it's kind of amazing these two could fall in love in the first place, right? No, not because they're different species, but because the dog wasn't allowed on the couch. What are you looking at? Like so many great rock groups, they were headed for the top. When a fight broke them apart. But you can't blame the dog. He just hates it when his owner's off key. In the Yukon, they start him early, training for the Iditarod. And it's probably a good thing. You ever heard of getting along like cats and dogs? See, the truth is the two animals had an arrangement. Okay, the dog would remove the cat's collar if the cat would shred his stupid doggy sweater. And it didn't hurt that the collar had the same texture as beef jerky. Oh, here comes little Jakey having his favorite drink. Oh, don't worry, he didn't fall. He just takes really, really, really short naps. Wow, and you thought it was tough getting the remote control back from your wife, huh? But you know, you really can't blame this little bunny rabbit. He heard there was a home and garden channel, and he just wanted to see what a carrot looks like on a big screen. Try these clips on for size. It's fashion do's and don'ts. Sarah and Arnie may think they're good, and the truth is the couple can beat all their friends. But no one can touch Mitzi when it comes to the deadly art of a staring contest. No one. What a pro. She doesn't even break after she's won. Way to go, Mitzi. Well, it's Christmas, and the family has decided to dress up the dog in Christmas lights. But the dog doesn't really mind because, ironically, everybody keeps telling him how bright he is. But there is a downside. If his owner is like most guys, those Christmas ornaments aren't coming off until July.
Go get it.
This may look pretty funny, but you have to take the cat seriously because he was trying to make a point. Okay, that was an easy shot. But the truth is, it's better to let the cat express himself. Otherwise, he just masks his emotions. We'll be here all week, folks. And now we rejoin the hysterical new reality show, Nick the Needling Gnat.
Hey, football, over here on your shoulder. Psych. I'm sitting on the end of your whisker. Whoop, not fast enough for Nick. Hey, a quick imitation. I'm looking all around confused. Who am I? A kitten, get it? Now I'm a hypnotist. You're getting dizzy. Dizzy! Yeah!
And that was the last and final episode of Nick the Needling Gnat. When you book a vacation through a bargain basement travel agent, you better be prepared for what all the phrases really mean. Luxury suite refers to a hard candy on your bunk bed, and top draw Vegas entertainment can mean a singing dog from Nevada small enough to sleep in your drawer. They say a cat always lands on his feet, but they say nothing about staying on them. I mean, look at this little fella. Truth is, even other cats call him lazy. He's like the opposite of the Energizer Bunny. Unless the bunny was programmed to fall over and over and over and over. But don't worry, eventually the Chihuahua would want his sweater back. Do you know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. The Gundersons finally let little Bobo stay up till New Year's, and now he was determined to stick it out.
Must see. Ball drop. Gotta stay up long enough to see. Amazing. Hey, is that Casey Kasem? No, just a guy with a good haircut. Reminds me I need to get my nails clipped and Hey, is it New Year's? No? See you next time.